Yeah, what it do? It is your boy Shout Time Shout.
Welcome back, Donald.
Welcome back, Donald. I don't know
Yeah.
why he called that on pull up and he ain't saying it nowhere else. But you know here on pull up we talk sports, news, hip hop. Today we just talking sports because Kenny Kaylin is not here. All right. Matter of fact, we even gonna talk some gambling today. Okay. So King Steve, I mean my fault. Welcome back, Donald. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You aren't a gambler per se, right?
Nah, not necessarily. You put me on here recently.
Okay, okay. So tell us what you know about gambling, right? Football season is coming up. I know you're a football watcher, you're a football fan. You do your research and your statistics on football because you have your own. Well, you had still ongoing, put to the side. You know what I'm trying to say.
I
Point
got
away
you.
debates. So what have you seen in the preseason? A little bit you've watched. What have you seen so far?
In all honesty, man, I watched that half a game for the
Hmm.
Cowboys and Broncos that me and you watched, and that was it. I seen some
That's it.
plays, but that was all I watched so far for the preseason. So
So as a Cowboy fan, as a realistic Cowboy fan, what did the preseason show you?
I, it was the preseason every year, especially the first game and a half, showed me what I already be knowing. Who's gonna get cut? So
Hmm. Who getting cut?
most of the players that be on the field that first preseason game, you've never heard of them. You've never seen them. You don't know what college they came from. You don't know what their background looks like because they're not going to be there come probably week 2 of preseason, but for damn sure week 1 of the NFL season.
Man, Malik Davis gonna make the squad, dog. He gonna be the y'all gonna let him return kicks. Malik Davis, he gonna return kicks.
Okay, and I was just about to say, so come preseason game 2, you're talking about making special teams potentially practice squad at the best.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to
Cowboys
get.
already got two backs. The
That's a
Cowboys
fact.
already
But
got two backs.
the way I look at it is, like you say, especially with the cap space that teams had this coming into this season, they're going to
Hmm.
do the same thing for probably the next 2 seasons. You're going to know who your starters are.
Yeah,
Whoever was
yeah,
on the field starting from the previous season, as long as it's not a major contract year, they'll be back.
yeah, yeah. But no, I agree. I mean, I feel like we know one of the quarterbacks will make the roster for sure, or both. Usually 10 keep three quarterbacks. So
I don't see either
uh
one of them going anywhere.
Cooper Rush is I think Ben should get majority of the snaps week 2. Right? Let Cooper play the second half. They need to switch it. Because Ben played better. Right?
After what being pulled off, was it Pittsburgh? Who was who was
It
that?
was Pittsburgh. He has played and won a game before
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. After he
Yeah.
pulled that off, I figured he would be the one to stick around. But they've been in love with Cooper Rush for a while now, so we'll see.
I didn't see anything Saturday from and again, Cooper Rush was so bad on Saturday, I didn't even bet on him. I said, nah, I ain't gonna go over and under.
Well,
I'm gonna rock with Ben.
I'm gonna say this too though, and a lot of people feel like, oh well, just because they're not gonna be on the roster, it wasn't no big deal. 17 penalties in any game, more or less a preseason game or scrimmage or whatever, like that says a lot about the culture of your team. Now, you had your head coach stand at the podium and say that they wasn't going to run into that situation this year. So far, that's a lie.
Shouldn't have been hired.
That's a different story. Well,
That's a different
hopefully,
story.
I pray that man
Over
keeps
or under
a
10
job
games.
where he's making millions of dollars, but hopefully he will not be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys next season.
You'll be okay with him being your offensive coordinator?
No, for
Oh, okay.
what? For what? I seen what he did with a 4-time MVP. How many MVPs Aaron Rodgers got now?
I don't know, man. Not like he don't win playoff game. Like all them MVPs, he ain't winning no playoff game.
Well, it take a team, right?
Huh? It
It
take
take
it
a
take a
team, right?
team. It
Okay.
take a team. But when LeBron lose, we don't talk about the team. We talk about LeBron. I know you gonna say it's two different
But
sports, but
no,
when
it ain't necessarily just the fact that it's two different. It's the impact that you can have in that sport. It's a huge difference. I get to play
yeah,
offense,
yeah, it
defense. I
is.
don't have to come off the court as LeBron. Aaron
You
Rodgers.
don't,
When,
but
when Aaron Rodgers came out there field in the playoffs, what happened?
what happened when he was on there? They scored 3 points.
Now they scored 10.
Special teams didn't special teams score because he didn't score.
No, no,
He
the
didn't have
others.
over 100 yards.
Who didn't?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had like 123 yards max.
You said he
No
didn't have over
touches.
100 yards. All right, well,
Oh, my fault. My
yeah,
fault.
your bad.
My fault.
Listen, I don't even
123.
remember his stats. All I remember is Aaron Rodgers put up 10 points. Minimum, he had to put up at least 10. because San Francisco, when Aaron Rodgers came off the field, San Francisco special teams blocked the punt. Blocked the punt, and that gave them 7. And then when Aaron Rodgers came off the field on offense, his field goal kicker missed a chip shot. So I go 10-point swing right there.
So Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl this year.
What's the over/under on that?
I don't know. I haven't looked at that, but that is, you know what? That is definitely something I'm going to talk about. You will hear a lot about that.
To answer your question, Aaron Rodgers not winning the Super Bowl this year. His offense got worse. His defense got worse. They won 13 games the last 3 years, and they still haven't been to a Super Bowl. So no, Aaron Rodgers is not going to a Super Bowl. But it's not because he's not good enough.
No one said not good enough. Okay, not good enough.
It's not because he's not consistent enough.
Not consistent. Never came out my mouth.
All right, making sure.
He's Brett Favre.
Huh?
He's Brett Favre.
Oh, okay. But they both got Super Bowls.
That's it.
Brett Favre could never be Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers could never be Brett Favre.
Like I said, they both got 1 Super Bowl. Did Brett Favre get 2?
No, Brett Favre got 1.
He went to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brett Favre got a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers got a Super Bowl. How many MVPs they got between the two of them?
I don't know. I don't know how many Brett won. I don't know. Brett played. Brett's era quarterbacks is nothing compared to
Aaron Rodgers was able to put together 3 or 4 seasons of a 9-1 touchdown to interception ratio or better.
There was like 2-3 seasons where he threw a pick on 3rd down. Right. What we doing? They both got 1 Super Bowl. Both got 1 Super Bowl in 25 years.
MVP.
Okay. All
right. I'm just saying it's all inclusive.
Hey, just remember this when we get to basketball.
Oh,
just remember this. MVPs, remember that when we get to basketball.
If you have the same number of rings, you go to the next step. Well, okay,
they only got the same number of rings.
Hold on.
We'll wait to basketball. Okay, we'll wait to basketball season.
Please, let's wait because
they ain't got the same number of rings. They ain't got the same number of nothing.
I tell you what, whoever you gonna say is funny because they ain't got the same number of nothing. One of them is worlds better than the other.
You're right. One is.
Yes.
One is.
It's not the guy that you're thinking about.
What about the rings?
Now the rings matter for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta have a team to help you get the rings too. Coaching.
You got LeBron. That some people told me Steve Kerr. Now, look, we'll save that for later. Back to preseason. Now take it. We're in Cowboy Nation. We could talk Houston Texans, but not to not.
I'm just being honest. For what? What are we talking about?
I will show the Houston Texans respect and admiration because they're from Texas. But until you show me something, David Mills is not it. You talk quarterbacks. He need to be battling for the backup job with Cooper Rush and Bean.
If we're gonna be honest, to be fair, they're restarting. Like they are resetting. This is what was it 01, 02 when they first kicked off the franchise type deal? Like they're starting fresh.
No, he's not that. David Mills not as bad as Joey Carr.
Joey Carr?
David Carr, big brother, whatever his name is.
No, Derek Carr and David. It was David Carr, wasn't it?
David Carr, my fault.
Yeah. You said David.
Derek's big brother, my fault. David Carr, horrible.
I mean, listen, I get what you're saying, but my point is they're starting over. They're starting from scratch. This is a brand new. Mario Williams, and then who from the early years of the
Andre Johnson.
He was there year 2, year 3 of the franchise.
I feel like Andre Johnson played through his whole career until he left.
He went to Indianapolis, but I guess what I'm saying is like, was he there the first 2 or 3 seasons?
I don't remember when he got drafted. But he was he was at the U early, He was at
so that's what I'm saying. Like, so it took them time to accumulate some pieces to get to a team that at least made the playoffs, and then we walked up into the point where they got Deshaun Watson, and they became like, okay, well they might be something, but they had to overcome a coaching situation as well.
They never again. I don't know who their coach is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know who the Houston Texans coach is. I see him on a Sunday or their first game. I know who it is then. I'm not gonna watch their preseason game. But when we talking talent, let me make it worse. I don't know if the receiver from Minchie, I don't know if he was a first round pick or not, but he's gonna be out for the season, right? So it only goes from bad to worse for that franchise. All right. You got rid of Deshaun Watson. I don't know what. I know you probably got like a 4th round pick back for him. You probably got 2 picks back for him in max. I don't know what that's gonna translate for you. But as far as a organization, you get like Welcome Back Down the said, it's gonna be a lot of growing for the Houston Texans. It's gonna be a lot of shifting of pieces for the Houston Texans, right? What they have on their roster right now won't be there 2 or 3 years now if they're trying to win the Super Bowl, or even if they're trying to be in contention for the the AFC South, right? So yeah, that is. We just want to show you Texas. We'll talk about y'all weekly. I don't think Davis Mills is a starting quarterback. All right, you can have a defense A1. You'll be the Washington Commodores last year. All right, well, they were the football team last year. All right, great defense.
Commanders.
Oh, my fault. Commodores,
That
Commanders.
boy said Commodores. Boy.
Washington. It's Washington. My fault. They ain't been good since Doug Green. All right.
Doug Williams.
Same difference. Doug Green is my stepdaddy. Shout out Step Pops. Shout out my Step Pops. Shout out my Step Pops. They kind of look alike.
We're going to get it right.
That's how bad they are. The Commodores, Commanders. I'm calling
Doug Green, Doug Williams.
Daryl Green.
Boy, AFC West. We've had this conversation before. Now, again, I haven't heard anything in preseason for any of those teams. What you got?
It's the best division in football. They had the best 4 quarterbacks.
No question. All of them are top 10.
And I don't like Derek. Lovie Smith is the head coach for the Texans. I did not know that, Kurt. I did not know that.
Me either.
I did not know that. So their defense should be good. Give me a list of those 4 quarters. And we've looked at their numbers, what they'll do for the year. Give me a list, top to bottom. Who's the best, who's the worst out of those 4?
I'm going by going into this season. So I'm not going by their resume, what they've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Herbert,
mm-hmm.
Mahomes, Carl Wilson.
I flipped the last 2.
Okay, that's respectable. But I'm gonna say this, bro. Now everybody over there has weapons. No, I mean some more than others, but nobody has an excuse for I ain't had no receivers. Everybody over there has weapons. I think the only questionable offensive line will be the Raiders, maybe the Chiefs right behind them.
But I thought they got better. I thought the Chiefs always struggle.
Improving from 0 ain't much. You know what I'm saying? Like so, they got a little better, I guess, on the offensive line, but realistically, he got the best receiving tight end in football. Right. Arguably the best receiver in football, in Devontae Adams, depending on like if Nuke come back healthier.
So you believe Darren
Waller.
Darren Waller is the best tight end in football.
Receiving tight end.
The
best overall tight end, I'll give it to Kittle. But bro, when you can line a man up at the slot, off the line as a tight end, equal with the center, or 2 feet behind with him, or you can line him up outside and he can still run all the same routes and come down with the ball. He had 100 receptions last year, if I'm not mistaken, and so did Hunter Renfrow. So you match that with Devontae Adams, who you gonna double? In all honesty, I'm doubling Waller.
So you're gonna put a tight end? You're gonna put a linebacker and a safety on?
Got to.
So then there's nobody over the top. So you're gonna tell the corner, hey, you got Hunter Renfrow 1-on-1 in the slot.
Yes.
Then you're gonna tell another corner, hey, you got Devontae Adams 1-on-1. And remember, if Kenyon Drake's on the field, he's a receiving running back.
Right, that's a fact.
Right. That I don't believe in Derek Carr. And let me take that back. Take the belief out. I didn't believe he was the top tier quarterback until you said, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, and I watched. Now we're adding 2 years. So now we're adding Devontae Adams, who I didn't believe was top tier. He is, though. Wouldn't be outraged. I'd be outraged to say that. It will be different. How does Russell Wilson mesh with his receiving core?
We have no clue.
Do you think
We have no clue. And to be completely honest, Russell Wilson, he can help out receivers. You know what I'm saying? But what did he really just do with DK? Now, he liked Tyler Lockett. He liked Doug Baldwin, and receivers like that. And Lockett was a hell of a lot faster than Doug Baldwin. But he liked receivers that can make a play underneath and then pick up some yards. But what did he do with DK? If we give DK to I don't even have to say Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Let's go with a Matthew Stafford. If we give DK to a Phillip Rivers, you know, like we know what he's gonna become.
I don't know. You know, okay, so DK said, I forget which podcast, Brandon Marshall, which one? Brandon Marshall.
I am athlete.
All right, I am athlete. He said, like in the middle of the season last year, things just changed, the offense changed. Is that Russell? Or is that the offensive coordinator?
I don't think Russell was healthy, number one, and I think that they tried to get back to a more traditional, like we're gonna play Seattle Seahawks when we won the Super Bowl.
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Type. They didn't have Brees Mall. So this is what I would say. He had been making receivers who weren't top tier he was making receivers that weren't top tier look like they were top tier with top tier numbers. Doug Baldwin is a number one nowhere. Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett are both slot receivers. Nothing against them. Who was his receivers when they were winning Super Bowls?
So during the season, Percy Harvin was there.
He played 3 games.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
The Super Bowl season, he played 3 games. The next season, Skandrick punked him. He never played football again.
Doug Baldwin was there when they won their first one. When they went the first time, rather, you know what I'm saying? Like, he only got. Outside of that, man, I don't know.
And that's my thing. Russell Wilson has never had. DK is his first true number one receiver.
I'm really trying to think though who the other receiver was. Tyler Lockett hadn't got there yet.
Percy Harvin didn't play. Like he was always injured. He played 1 game in the season and didn't come back into the playoffs. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like when I respect your opinion when you say that he didn't make DK Metcalf, but he's never had nothing. He was making other receivers look better than what they were. Justin Herbert guy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's a fact. But the question was, what will he look like with these receivers? Or how will he play with these receivers? I don't know. Because yes, he's done more. He's turned lesser receivers into like he helped them peak. He helped them get to their best. See, Doug Baldwin made a Pro Bowl, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jerry Jeudy definitely better than Jerry Jeudy in my don't hit me in the mouth. Don't. He is part of the Julio, the
potentially.
What's it? He got 16 games. In Atlanta, he got 16 games. He's from Alabama too. He was betting on himself.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. What? Ridley?
Yeah.
Was it Ridley?
Yeah, Calvin Ridley, the Devontae Smith. Yeah, Devontae Smith. Yeah, like he's that type of receiver. So I believe. And again, who was his quarterback last year?
Teddy Bridgewater.
And nothing against Teddy, but he's not gonna be there tour for the job in Miami.
Listen, I agree, but that's not because he's not good enough. That's because they're going to have to take a chance on tour.
Teddy has played, and I'm not knocking Teddy, but this is his 4th team in 4 years, maybe.
You want to be completely honest. The major difference between Teddy Bridgewater and Russell Wilson is that Russell Wilson is more accurate when he gambles. Bro, if we being honest, and don't get me wrong, that's a major difference when we're talking about having a great defense or having a good defense. Teddy Bridgewater last year had, what was it, the Broncos number 3 or number 4 defense? No, they was top 10 for sure, but I really want to say that was like the number 3 or number 4 defense. But that is a huge
even after the Von trade.
You got to think that Von Miller didn't start the season healthy. I think he missed the first 3 games, 4 games, and then you know what I'm saying. So like he didn't. I know he didn't start the season healthy. So, but yeah, even after the Von trade, they had a great defense last year, and just with like Teddy Bridgewater, he was Jimmy Garoppolo with a lesser defense. Now on paper, they probably look better. You know what I'm saying, but when we actually watched him play, he was Jimmy Garoppolo with a lesser defense. Jimmy Garoppolo made accurate passes, like on gambles in the playoffs the last 2 or 3 years. And I hate Jimmy Garoppolo, but it's just one of them things. So it's a major difference. And that and Russell Wilson is better off, in provision or whatever. So I'm not just trying to make it seem like that is the only difference, but that is one of the key differences that separate the two men. And when you say, oh well, Jerry Jeudy is this, he could be like, yeah, he could be. That's if Russell Wilson is able to get that man to his peak. I don't think that DK ever reached his peak with Russell Wilson. Tyler Lockett, yes. Baldwin, yes. Who was his tight end? You know what I'm saying? Like he had Jimmy Graham one year. You know what I'm saying?
He has never had a safety blanket, right? Like again, Russell Wilson was out here making people look good. We're not talking NFC East, but we're gonna see if Dak can do that this year. So we got 2 more quarterbacks from this division. Patrick Mahomes. We've already had a small conversation about Patrick Mahomes and what he'll do.
He got Juju Smith-Schuster, which can
he play football still?
Yeah, he can. Listen, I think that Patrick Mahomes will do for him what Russell Wilson did for Doug Baldwin Tyler. I think he can get him to his peak. Now, I don't think he's a 1,700 yard receiver, but I do think that he can consistently get him enough catches to easily get 1,000 yards, especially with 17 games now. You know what I'm saying?
Is football important to him, or is dancing important to him? Is my question.
Both. I'm listening, bro. Like, if you getting that check on the field and you say to yourself, well, my team not finna do this, my team not finna. You got 2 different types of players. You got a player that's gonna bust his ass and work hard no matter what, and make sure that he's a top tier receiver and he's doing what he can for his team. Or you got the one that's gonna kind of coast, like, I'm getting paid either way. Let me work on my brand. I think that if he feels like he can win with the Chiefs, you'll see him with a little more enthusiasm come Sunday. But again, like they said that he had only had up until that playoff game where Big Ben ended up throwing like 4 or 5 interceptions against the Browns. That was the first 100-yard game he had since AB had left. I think that he can see 3 or 4 100-yard games playing with Patrick Mahomes and with that type of scheme. They don't run the ball a whole bunch, but they are the weakest team in that division
because of their defense.
I mean, if we be honest, you got Travis Kelce, your next best man up, which he not a slouch, but is Juju. After that, what you got, bro? What's on the offensive line? What's coming out of the backfield?
Travis Fisher still there? Edwards-Helaire was okay.
Fisher, I thought went to. Did he come from or go to Indianapolis?
He went to because Eric Fisher was drafted by then.
Okay,
if he's not there, he went to.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, like I said, I don't.
Where did they draft with their first pick? I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that they are taking a very Aaron Rodgers-like approach every year since they went to the AFC Championship and lost to the Patriots. Make sure they won the Super Bowl. And ever since then, the defense has gotten worse and worse, little by little. So I don't have them making the playoffs. People telling me I'm crazy.
You got what you got them in the division?
Last. Everybody got better on offense and defense in that division besides the Chiefs.
It's Patrick. I feel like Patrick's one of them quarterbacks that guarantee you 8 wins.
8 wins?
8 wins.
8 wins not making the playoffs in the AFC.
I did not say. I said Patrick guarantee you 8 wins. He's matched with a coach that guarantees you 4. Now I'm not saying they're going 12-5. I'm not saying they're going 12-5. But I'm saying Andy Reid guarantee you 4 games. Patrick guarantee you 8. All right. So
Mike McCarthy guarantee you 4 games. So Mike McCarthy and Andy Reid on the same level?
2
what?
2 games.
When
Mike McCarthy been to Super Bowl. I mean, I said Mike McCarthy. Andy Reid been to Super Bowl 4 times? He's won 1?
4.
3. My fault. 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. You know you're right. But he went 2 McNabb. No, I'm sorry.
If it's 2 with McNabb.
No. He only went 1 McNabb. That was when they lost to the Patriots. I apologize.
Yeah.
And he went.
Man had to, yeah. And
he
then
went
twice with
with Patrick Mahomes. They beat San Francisco and then lost to
the Bucs.
Thank you. I'm struggling, boy. But okay, so he's been 3 times.
And even with that, bro, come on, bro. Honest question. Mike McCarthy, Andy Reid, you feel like they're the same type? You put them in the Andy Reid a Hall of Famer.
No question. Wait, Andy Reid was a Hall of Famer before he won that Super Bowl, but I'm sorry. If he would not have gotten that Super Bowl, I don't see how he's still a head coach. That would have been 20 plus years. Now that would have been right at 20 years as a head coach, and you never won a Super Bowl. If behind Bill Belichick, he has the longest tenure as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see, so he won it. But no, I'm not putting Andy Reid and Mike McCarthy on the same level. I'm just saying I guess what I'm saying is
gonna be last in the division. I just thought about their coach.
Who is?
Josh McDaniels can't coach, bro.
What are you talking about? This the same team that lost their head coach and went on a winning streak?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Josh McDaniels not a good coach.
Didn't they just add another pass rusher opposite side of Crosby and arguably the best receiver in football? Then
I feel like I didn't say talent wise, but if it come down to coaching, they getting out coached.
Then that's why I say when you told me Andy Reid 4 games, like I just because
you don't think Andy Reid guarantee you 4 games?
Can Andy Reid? How many games can he win when the opposing roster is better than he is?
How many games can Andy Reid win when the opposing roster is better than he is?
So let's say out of 17 games, let's say that 10, their roster are better than the Chiefs as a whole. How many games can Andy Reid win out of those 10?
I'm still going 4. He 4-6. I'm sticking with my number, Andy Reid.
So Andy Reid is Mike McCarthy.
No. I almost cussed. I don't do that no more. No, he's not. There's no way. There's no way that you're gonna sit here and really think that Mike McCarthy because first of all, Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer, but Donovan McNabb is not Aaron Rodgers.
Donovan McNabb is not a Hall of Famer.
Where your sister is? She'll fight you for that,
bro. She'll probably agree with
you. You really think?
Wait. How long he been retired?
Hey. The original 88 was retired for years, and he just went in. So don't do that. All right.
Because he begged to beat her. You talking about Drew Pearson, by the way, but he begged to beat her. He threw a fit, threw a tantrum for the last 10 years, and they said, "All right, we'll let you in."
He deserved to beat her.
Depending on who you ask. But no, we're not doing that. But with Andy, if you're telling me he can have a failing season.
I definitely
against teams that are better than his, bro, then he's not better than a lot of coaches, bro. He's equivalent to a lot of coaches.
He's not, and you know that. He is not equivalent to a lot of coaches. And the fact that we even having this Andy Reid discussion, this might be something we need to touch on later. We might need to do coaches. And you know what? Since we did the AFC West today, we will go through and do every quarterback on pull-up until the season starts. Justin Herbert.
The best quarterback in that division.
Facts.
Going into next season. Because I'm sorry, bro. It's hard to bet against as long as the game is in Mahomes' hand, it's hard to bet against him. Justin Herbert.
You said he's gonna be last.
So what you mean?
You said he's gonna be last in the division.
No, I'm saying as long as the game is in his hands, it's hard to bet against him. How many games they gonna be in? They should be getting blown out all season long. They're not
getting blown out.
Respectfully, I understand it is the NFL, but they should be getting blown out because it's going to be they have to keep up all season long. But Justin Herbert, I think that he's going to be able to get away. I think this is going to be arguably his worst season. I test. He might be there statistically, but I think I test is going to be arguably his worst season. He's going to be able to get away with a lot more with their defense. You put Khalil Mack opposite side of Bosa, and then you went and got who was easily the best cornerback in football last year with what's my boy name from J.C. Jackson from the Patriots.
From the Patriots.
And
you already had Derwin James who do everything. You put him wherever you want on the field.
Like, what are we doing? I don't think so. You telling Herbert to go out and put up. If he can put up 13 quick points before the half, 17 total before the game, they should come out with a win.
I'm not. I'm convinced with Justin Herbert. I'm not. Is Brendan Stokely their coach? No. Who Brendan Stokely? No.
That shootout they had with the Raiders, the last game of the season.
Again. I'm not knocking. Who is Brendan Stokely their coach, right? Or is he the coach for the? No, he their coach. Who does Brendan Stokely coach?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. Let's say it's Brendan Stokely. What about him?
I think he's the head coach for the. I'm gonna say Chargers. Yeah, for the Chargers. I don't. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying Justin Herbert won't have a great season. I'm not saying that the team won't have a great season. I know the defense is A1. He got 3 receivers with the potential to have 1,000 yards. All right. I don't see regression. It's coaching, right? And I'm gonna do my research on all 32 coaches, but a lot of stuff come down to coaching at the end of the day. All right.
It's
great team.
Brendan Staley was his name.
Brendan Staley. Okay, he used to play, I think, for the Ravens.
Brendan Stokely was the receiver.
Yeah. So Brendan Staley. I don't know who Brendan. Again, it comes down to coaching. You see Andy Reid. If it comes down to Brendan Staley versus Andy Reid, and it's a coaching, I'm going Andy. Andy all day.
That's fair, but what you're telling me is, now mind you, all these teams play each other twice.
Okay.
When they get to if they go to the Super Bowl, they'll have to play at least one of these teams 3 times, potentially 2 teams out of that division that have to play 3 times to get to a Super Bowl. I don't see Andy Reid coming out on top of that. I do not see Andy Reid lining up against somebody, because if we're being completely honest, Andy Reid was the best coach in the NFC East for how long?
Almost 10 years.
And they might have been consecutive NFC East champions one time.
They were always that's why we said McNabb not a Hall of Fame. It's crazy. Like, they were almost always in the playoffs, and he never had a great receiver until he got to Yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had Todd Pinkston. So I agree.
Always had.
Oh man. All right, y'all. So Stiggers, welcome back, Donald. Must have broke out, but we was already we was only doing 30 minutes. We had 32 minutes. We glad y'all pulled up with us. Hopefully next week Kenny Kaylin to be back. We'll have he's back.
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we was gonna go 30 minutes. We had 32 anyway. So I was gonna go and close us out. Tell them how we might have you back next week, so we can just what division you think we discuss next week? Quarterbacks. What's the second best division in football when it comes to quarterbacks?
Here's my thing. If Deshaun Watson was playing, we could probably go AFC North.
Nah. Who? Nah.
That would have been Deshaun Watson. That would have been Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow.
And Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay, but how many divisions got 4 legitimate quarterbacks?
Let's not talk about Mitchell Trubisky. Okay, we can talk about the other 3. But we're not talking about. We'll talk about Kenny Britt.
Mr. Trubisky started out 50% the first 4 years of his career, bro, making the playoffs. Listen, this is what I was told. Hold on, before we close out, we're gonna decide who we talking about. This is what I was told. Oh, making the playoffs and all that stuff. Okay, that man shot 50% the first 4 years of his career in making the playoffs.
I thought you liked 60% completion rate.
You said you thought I liked 60%?
I thought 60% completion rate was what you would.
Ideally, a quarterback needs to hover somewhere around 65, give or take, maybe a percentage and a half. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do. But
how are you vouching for him and he had 50 and you want 65?
What you mean vouching for? I'm telling you that he was good enough to shoot for 50%, making the playoffs. That's it, bro. Like, through 4 years of his career.
We're gonna talk about the backup from Pittsburgh. What's his name? Kenny Britt. That's what we're talking
about. Kenny Britt, boy. Kenny Britt.
I can't even think of his name. I know we see him the other day, but we're not talking Mitchell Trubisky. We're not doing it.
Okay.
We're not doing it. I talked Davis Mills before Mitchell Trubisky.
So answer me this, because the stigma has been, if you ain't got no good quarterback. Mr. Trubisky has never been a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, but he's spent some time in the playoffs. And actually, both that first game I think he played against Nick Foles, That game was close. Now I think about it. The second one he did against, I think he played the second one against the Eagles, didn't he? That was the Carson Wentz year? When Carson Wentz was healthy?
No, because Nick Foles won the Super Bowl.
No, but I'm saying the second time when Carson Wentz went to the playoffs and got injured, actually, who was that against?
I'm gonna keep it G, bro. You know how I feel about him.
Okay. All I'm saying is with Mitch Trubisky, if you're saying, oh, we can't throw him in there, if he made again the playoffs, 2 out of the first 4 years, if he is the weakest quarterback in the division, we have something to talk about.
You know what? And when we talk about the Washington Commanders, I'm gonna talk about Mitchell Trubisky because he's better than that quarterback. All right,
he better than Carson Wentz.
He's a scrub. He's a scrub.
What? New England, Jets, Buffalo? Nah, that we're not doing that. The Jags, Colts, Houston. No, we're not doing that. So again, I mean, we can go to NFC, but Jalen Hurts, Dak, Commanders, and Daniel Jones. Like, come on. Seahawks.
Who the third team? So it's Josh Allen, Mac Jones, Tua. Who the fourth team?
Zach Wilson, Josh Allen, Mac Jones, and Tua. Yeah, that's cool.
Not Zach the MILF.
So go to the NFC. NFC East, no.
It's Carson Wentz in there.
What you got? Seahawks, Cardinals. Was it? Is that?
Because I don't know the
Kyler Murray. It's me. So Seahawks, Cardinals. Is it Tampa Bay?
Trey Lance? Nah, that's the
San Francisco. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, and the Rams, right?
Yeah. Okay. Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray over there.
And we got Will Trey Lance. You know.
Oh, is he a good quarterback? Yes or no?
Trey Lance?
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know.
All right. So let's scrap that division. We got one, but 2 more. Green Bay. Who is over there? The Detroit. That's Rodgers, Goff. Cousins, okay.
Stop, because
no. Come on.
The second
Rodgers,
one,
Goff, Cousins, and who we missing? The Bears. So
Justin Fields, and again, he in the same boat as Trey Lance. We don't know.
And then Tampa Bay Saints. So Jameis Winston, Tom Brady. Help me out with the last.
Marcus Mariota. We can't talk about him. My fault. We have
Carolina, and then who is Mariota with?
Baker Mayfield and No, we can't talk about the last 2.
So we got AFC North. That's it.
We can't talk about it because Baker under 6 games. I already got a bet on it. I got 2 bets on it. He's not winning 6 games.
Is he starting?
He better. You're not gonna start. You're not gonna start whatchamacallit. What's his name? The one you traded from the Jets. You're not gonna start him, are you?
Sam Darnold.
You're not gonna start Sam, are you?
Why not? If Baker just trash, why not?
They think Sam trash.
Okay, I know Baker is better than Sam Darnold for sure.
Okay. And I hate to say that. I know who won't say that. We need to get Bama. That boy is pool cheese. He's trash. Did I sound like it?
But no matter what, AFC North is next in line, bro. It's only one division with 4 notable quarterbacks, and they're all top 10. Outside of that, it's AFC North.
All right, yeah. So, it's your boy Shaw.
Welcome back, Donald.
And next week, pull up, we'll be back, and I guess we will be discussing the NFC, the AFC North, and their quarterbacks. Until next,
we're gonna definitely have to come up with a better topic. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit up here and talk about a third-year quarterback. Lamar Jackson, Mitch Trubisky, and a quarterback that's not even going to play this season, probably.
We can at least do the over and under on their numbers.
That'll be the first 30 seconds of the show.
It's your boy Shaw, aka the Fat Mamba. I'm going to get up out of here. Well, welcome back down over here telling jokes. We will see y'all next week. Be out.
All right.